Kraken Home Ice is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
The captain is back, Jordan Eberle, and the Seattle Kraken take on the Florida Panthers. Beniers to the outside, Kakko right in, he scores! Kakko stuffs it home. Right in, a little chinny shake, and a stop by Decord, loose out in front. Great play by Vince Dunn. Drops it off for Larson. Now McCann, he scores! Hey, what do you say? Jared McCann. And that's Kraken hockey, baby.
The Kraken are back in action after the Four Nations face-off, and Captain Jordan Eberle makes his return to the team. I'm Arielle Orsuto. Welcome to Kraken Home Ice. In tonight's episode, we recap the Four Nations tournament, where Kaapo Kakko came up clutch for Finland. We're hearing from Ty Cartier on his road to the Kraken. And while the team is on the road, we talk to head coach Dan Bylsma about priorities coming out of the break. 100 days later, Jordan Eberle is back. The captain started the season with 6 goals and 5 assists in his first 17 games before heading to the long-term injured reserve on November 14th. He crashed into the boards after getting tangled with Chicago Blackhawks defenseman Connor Murphy racing for a puck. On November 22nd, Eberle had surgery on his pelvis and was given an expected recovery timeline of at least 3 months. On February 12th, he was sent to Coachella Valley on conditioning loan. February 18th, Ebbs was recalled back to the Kraken. And today, he made his return, playing in his first NHL game since the injury.
It was a whirlwind, but I have a great support system, and they helped me get through it. And then obviously the team here and the medical staff, trainers, everybody, just trying to work as hard as I can to get back, and it's nice to get rewarded with a win.
In their first game back from the break, the Kraken took on the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Chris Egan has the recap.
In the first period, Seattle is on a power play, and they make the most of it. Matty Beniers finds Kaapo Kakko, and Kakko buries it for the Kraken, 1-0 lead. Then, midway through the second period, the Panthers' Anton Lundell makes a perfect pass, 1-1 game after the second period. In the third, it's Seattle now on the move. Shane Wright having a game. He makes a great move. He finds Adam Larson. Larson finds Jared McCann, and McCann does the rest. That proves to be the game winner. The Kraken hang on to beat the Stanley Cup champions 2-1.
First game back after break, gonna be a little rust. Gonna have to, get our legs into it. Gonna take a little time, but just keeping it simple. Making hard plays and just winning pucks, keeping it simple. And I think we executed pretty well.
Everybody was rested and ready to go, and we played a great game tonight. It's fun to get a win in our first one back.
The inaugural Four Nations face-off ended in an exciting matchup between the United States and Canada on Thursday night. It was a battle all the way to overtime in Boston. Nathan McKinnon gave Canada an early lead in the first, but that was short-lived when USA's Brady Tkachuk gets the goal and Freebird blasts in the TD Garden. In the second period, it's USA again. Jake Sanderson bangs home a rebound on a shot from Austin Matthews. But it was too early for a party in the USA. Canada's Sam Bennett scores, and it's 2-2 all the way to overtime. An impressive night for both goalies, making incredible saves. But 8:18 into overtime, it's Connor McDavid with a goal, giving Canada the first ever Four Nations face-off victory.
Just special. Every opportunity you get to wear the Canadian jersey and compete in this event, something new, but I think you saw the hockey that was on display. It was pretty incredible.
32 Bar and Grill was the place to be to watch the championship game. Hockey fans flocked to the Kraken Community Iceplex to watch the best of international hockey. Kraken forward Kaapo Kakko represented Finland in the tournament. Although he was scratched for the much-anticipated game against Team USA, Kakko turned up the dial against Sweden. In the closing minutes of regulation, he assisted on the game-tying goal, feeding Alexander Barkov in front of the net. Kakko's assist helped put the game into overtime, where Finland won 4-3. From going undrafted to scoring his first NHL goal in a playoff game, Ty Cartier's road to the Kraken has not been a smooth one. But he says his unorthodox journey made him the pro player he is today. The pressure is on when anyone makes their NHL debut. And for Ty Cartier, the stakes were even higher. His number was called during the 2023 Stanley Cup playoffs. The Kraken were in their first playoff run, and Ty added to the excitement by finding the back of the net in his first game.
Eberle down low, shot, score! Cartier, welcome to the NHL!
He credits his ability to be NHL ready to the preparation done in Coachella Valley.
Yeah, I think it was a little unique. Obviously, not being drafted and then getting to play in the American League right away with a new franchise and a lot of opportunity was really good for me. Obviously, they helped me out a lot and gave me a lot of opportunity to get to the next level and to get better.
Ty is only the 8th player since 1927 to score during a playoff debut. And the memorable goal happened in front of his parents.
Just for them to be there for that was super special, obviously, because they help you so much along the way. And just seeing them after that game was super awesome, giving them a hug, and they were just so happy.
The only two people in the building that probably feel better than Ty Cartier are those two.
Now in his second full season with the Kraken, Cartier has made a name for himself, especially with his physical style of play.
Oh, good hit by Cartier. Yeah, Ty Cartier.
In person, he's friendly and polite, but on the ice, a switch flips. Ty transforms into a scrappy player who knows how to get under his opponent's skin.
I kind of just think when it's game time, everyone has a role to play, and on this team, that's my role, so just trying to do that to the best of my ability.
At the start of the season, Cartier made another change. He started wearing number 12, one that has a lot of history for him.
I was just always 12 growing up. I was 12 in Coachella, 12 in junior, 12 when I was a kid, so I just thought might as well have the same number all the way through. I thought that was kind of cool.
It's a chance they score! Ty Cartier!
Still to come on Kraken Home Ice, we're talking to head coach Dan Bylsma about coming back from the break and about the return of captain Jordan Eberle. And in this week's shootout, we asked the team which hockey players they looked up to when they were growing up.
Assist of the Week is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross, always in your corner.
Now right, Beniers to the outside, Kakko right in, he scores! Kakko!
The assist of the week goes to Matty Beniers for his helper in the first goal back from the break. Beniers gets the puck from Shane Wright. He taps it to Kakko, who then goes to work, takes it straight to the net, and scores.
The Four Nations faceoff gave the team a much-needed break. Now the Kraken are back in action and pushing for a Western Conference wildcard spot. Brianna Vasquez talked to head coach Dan Bylsma about continuing that momentum and the return of captain Jordan Eberle.
Coach, what does it mean to finally have Jordan Eberle back in the lineup?
It's a big deal for sure, and I think just with the dawn of him coming back and playing against the Panthers in that first game back, it's a reminder of how long we've been out without him. His presence has been missed both on the ice and off the ice in that dressing room, and just having him back even the last couple of weeks, being around the guys, being in practice, has been a big boost.
You guys got a big overtime win against the Flames going into the break. How does a win like that help with the momentum?
I think, focus going into the break was to win some hockey games, have some positive momentum. Our record, two wins, 2 losses, and an overtime loss, 5 games going into the break. But it ends on a overtime win against Calgary, a team, that we know we're trying to catch. A tall task at this point, but one we desperately needed to get points against and get the extra point against them. And so got to use that positive momentum, that win that we headed into the break with and build on it.
Has a chance, a shot, he scores! 2:02 left to go in overtime, and the Kraken get it done.
Coach, you're coming off of the Four Nations break. What are you looking for from the team going into this next stretch of the season?
The message after the game in Calgary was to use this positive momentum, use the win, rest and relax, but get refocused to coming back and playing our best hockey of the year. I think we've shown at times we can be a good team, but we have not necessarily gotten to a full 60 minutes night in and night out. And so we believe our best hockey is ahead of us.
Now let's talk about Joey. What has it been like seeing him come into his own this season?
Joey and I go way back 3 years ago. I had him in Charlotte as one of our goalies there, and then in CV 2 years ago. So I've seen his progression over a long period of time. Had many conversations with him about being an NHL goalie, being an NHL starter, being an NHL everyday regular goalie in the National Hockey League, what it takes, what you need to do. And so I've seen that development over a long time. And even last year, I think last year he got the net for a 2-month time period in January and February, and showed what he can do.
McMichael, stopped by Decor!
This year, the challenge was still there to see if he could do it on a full year basis and put those numbers up and put that goaltending up for a full year. And by all margins, he's doing that. Now for us, and got his nose on being the guy for the future, which is great for him.
Fogel denied by Decor, a chest save.
Okay, Coach, what did you do with this break? Did you actually spend time off the ice?
It's I like to say I did spend time away from the ice with family. Went to Park City, got some skiing in with my son on the slopes for 3 or 4 days on the ski slopes. It was bitter cold. I wondered why I wasn't in sunshine at sometimes, but great to get away. I did also do some coaching on the break. I helped my son coach a U19 girls team in Salt Lake for a couple times. So I did get on the ice for 2 practices with them, which was actually a fantastic thing and an energizing thing for me to do.
The Kraken stars have been dreaming about being hockey players since they were little kids, often looking to other players as inspiration. In this week's shootout, we asked them who they looked up to when they were young.
Patrick Kane.
Bergeron.
Wayne Gretzky. Not close.
That's an easy answer. Marc-Andre Fleury, because he's a legend, And when I was a kid, I was using the dangler like under the mask, and I was have his picture on that, And yeah, he's a nice person, great goalie, and yeah, that was one of the goalies what I watching for.
Still to come on Kraken Home Ice, we're getting a look behind the scenes of the Kraken's video room, where 2 video coaches sit during games to help call the shots and sometimes save the day. And Brandon Montour is giving us insight into the tunes played in the locker room and unique player nicknames.
Schwartzy might be Schweberger. Josh Mahura is either Muzz or Muzz Turd.
Kraken prospect and Spokane Chiefs captain Berkeley Catton was named Western Hockey League Player of the Week. The forward had 3 multi-point games, helping the Chiefs lock down a spot in the 2025 WHL playoffs. He led all WHL skaters with 2 goals and 7 assists for 9 points in those 3 games. You see the coaches on the bench, but did you know there's also coaches you don't see calling the shots? Meet Kraken video coach Tim Ohashi and video analyst Brady Morgan. The pair are not only responsible for helping the Kraken coaches make informed and quick decisions in game, but also for scouting opponents and providing visual feedback to the players. Piper Shaw takes us behind the locker room doors and into the Kraken's video room for a look into their process.
We're back inside of Climate Pledge Arena.
They accidentally started the wrong player, it looks like, so.
If 9 starts, it's a penalty. 100%, if 9 starts, it's a challenge.
It's underway here from CPA as Seattle.
First whistle, call him over.
He'll give it up in the slot, Matty Beniers firing one on, and UC Saros makes the save. So we're gonna have a call here from the referee.
Nashville has a minor penalty for starting the incorrect lineup.
Oh, wow. So already 43 seconds in, we'll have the game's first power play.
Now, game days we're usually here by around or a little bit before 6 in the morning. Once warm-up ends, they put 15 minutes on the clock, and that's when we're sorting out starting lineup. So as the home team, we get to submit second. So we're making sure the lineup that they submit has the 18 skaters and 2 goalies that we're expecting.
Steve Briere, the goalie coach upstairs, has a radio.
Steve, what do you want on that face-off? Sorry?
Jess Campbell on the bench has a radio.
Good job. Way to be alert, Jess.
And that's essentially how that game in Nashville started. Is Jess came to me through the radio and said, who are they starting? And we gave her the 3 starters, and she confirmed or tried to confirm that, like, he's not out there. That's not the right lineup.
About a minute before puck drop, we start our recording. We're live capturing a couple angles of video. As the game goes on, we're trying to mark as much as we can, really, is the simple answer. And a given game, it's usually around 1,500 marks on the video that we make. That would be a shot and potentially a scoring chance, and then Brady's checking the entries as we go here.
Yeah, I take the Hawkeye. So the Hawkeye system is my full responsibility. That system is essentially a computer that has a keyboard in 8 different angles, and that's, as you see, when it's a video challenge, coaches are looking down, and then Tim's really focused on, you know, intermission clips. You know, when coach comes in, he wants to see certain aspects of the game, breakouts, forechecks, goals scored, chances, whatever that may be.
That's a great egg. The morning after all of our games, Brady puts together a highlight reel that we loop for our players. A lot of positive visuals, good stuff that we do.
Here's the face-off when he's ready.
It's a win for Stevie. Honestly, we'll mark things that are just funny or make us laugh too. Guys toe picking, anything that we think will bring a little bit of levity to the room. Oh, Disco just got a towel right in the face.
Oh, no.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a highlight, yep. That one's already in there.
Schwartzy.
So I review every time the puck crosses the blue line, whether we're bringing it in or they're bringing it in. I review every single one.
This is an offside entry, Jess. Offside entry.
Good call, that's off for sure.
When the puck goes in the net, we have about really 30 seconds to make that decision.
Oh boy, that's in. Maybe a kick?
We got a real good chance at a kick here. Right leg, kick. No, that's a kick all day. No challenge. No challenge. This is league review for a kick.
That's coming back.
Yeah, if that's not a kick, then I don't know what is. Yeah.
I think the thing I like most about working in hockey is the immediacy of being able to know how you did.
You see it come to fruition in the middle of a game when a play happens. You said, I saw that, and that's it, we got it.
I got a good goal. Good goal.
G is definitely my favorite button to hit on the keyboard during a game. Challenges are definitely stressful, and it's a split-second decision, but there's a lot of preparation because obviously you're going on the penalty kill if you get it wrong.
Nothing's 100% when it comes to a challenge. As much as research we have, it's nerve-wracking until they wave off the goal and say no goal. So you just trust the process. All the research and hard work you've done will pay off.
I'm curious from each of you if you have a memorable challenge, a most memorable challenge.
It's probably going to be the same one. Yeah, I think we'd both probably say Game 7 in Colorado in the 2023 playoffs.
So we're going to have a challenge.
Should be a quick one.
At 17:40, the play was offside, no goal.
Third period, 2-1 game, kept the equalizing goal off the board. That was certainly a big one.
It was stressful. As 100% as it was, you still never know. In that moment, I'd love to see what my heart rate was because I'm sure it was clipping at way more than it should have been sitting at a desk on a computer. Emotions are high. That's the game. That's the competition we're in, and you go with the ebbs and flows, and thank God that was an ebb.
Brandon Montour is a team favorite when it comes to picking out the tunes for this dressing room. He's also very creative when it comes to picking out nicknames for his teammates, like Pathfinder and John Summit. Brianna Vasquez has that story.
Cross ice, one-timer score! Pick in the corner, second goal for Montour.
The tone Brandon Montour sets in-game starts way before the puck drops. He makes sure the team is locked in with the sounds of success. Monty is one of the few players with locker room aux privileges.
Some of the team's not allowed to choose the music. Joey DeCord or Riker Evans.
With Lars or Turbo. They got some absurd music.
The music he picks is based on the time of the day and mood the team is going for.
I change it up a lot, but top 5 most played. I don't know about songs, but Lil Baby's one guy, Gunna's another guy, and then we do a little bit more tech, maybe like a Timmy trumpet or something like that less so. I think we've been playing a little bit. And then obviously after we win, we have a certain couple of songs after the game.
Monty also agrees with the sentiment that not everyone should be able to control what blasts through the speakers.
Probably Pathfinder. I think everyone's vote would be the Binsky.
With his family, the song selections are a little different than that of a hockey player's listening palette.
A lot of Miss Rachel, a lot of Bluey, a lot of Toy Story. I think that's kind of, and Moana right now. I think that's the.
In the locker room, Monty shares DJ privileges with one player he calls John Summit.
Shout out to John Summit.
To some, John Summit is known as a famous American DJ. But the Summit Monty is referring to is none other than Brandon Tanev.
Every time he has the aux, he plays 3 songs, and they all happen to be from John Summit, and it seems like it's on replay.
Montour piqued fans' interest when he also called one of his teammates the Pathfinder.
Yeah, that's Ty Karche. Not really sure where the nickname came from, but it was at one point it was Carpath, and then went to Pathway, and then it ended up being the Pathfinder, just because I think he's really interested in buying one of those vehicles. It's so small.
But Monty isn't done there. He has a nickname for almost every player on the team.
Riker Evans, his nickname is Booger. Schwartzy might be Schweeberger. Josh Mahura is either Muzz or Muzz Turd. Gordizzi.
Whether the nicknames are his creation or a group effort, Monty's music and moniker choices will go down in Kraken history.
Up next on Kraken Home Ice, find out how you can support the One Roof Foundation through the Players' Favorite Things baskets. One of the baskets even includes goodies from Cheddar the Corgi. Next Saturday is Kraken Day, March 1st honors when 32,000 fans put down deposits in 2018 before the team was even an organization. This year, the franchise is focusing on working the community through the One Roof Foundation. The One Roof Foundation is the charitable arm of the Seattle Kraken and Climate Pledge Arena. The foundation focuses on creating a lasting impact in the community through their 3 pillars of access to play, youth homelessness, and environmental justice. Since the start of the franchise, One Roof has been able to make a huge impact thanks to the help of fans.
So Kraken Day really is a way for us to celebrate our fans. Throughout the year, there's so many ways that they support the Kraken, and especially One Roof Foundation and all of our community initiatives. So Kraken Day is really about them and thanking them for all the ways they help us support our community.
This year, fans have the opportunity to own some of the coaches' and players' favorite things. Items include Ty Cartier's must-haves for grilling, Chandler Stevenson's favorite things for a movie night, and Jared McCann's favorite snacks. His cooler also includes Corgi-related items in honor of his pup Cheddar. You can bid on the baskets at next Saturday's home game or online through the One Roof Foundation. Coming up at Climate Pledge Arena. On Thursday, the Deftones bring their North American tour to Seattle, marking their first headline run since 2022. And next Saturday, the Kraken are back in town. Seattle hosts the Vancouver Canucks to kick off March. The next few weeks are crucial for the Kraken if they want any chance at a wildcard spot. The team will be on the road for the next week with a 2-game homestand starting next Saturday. That'll do it for this episode of Kraken Home Ice. Thanks for looking in. We'll see you next week.
Kraken Home Ice is sponsored by Primera Blue Cross.